Welcome and thank you for joining me. I'm ClassyKassy, your favorite tarot card reader and psychic advisor. And today I'm going to be joining Rowan Ravenwolf for another witchy Q&A. And in the spirit of the season, which astrologically is Sagittarius, we're going to focus in on the tarot card of Temperance. So I hope you enjoy our discussion, and let's get started.
Welcome, welcome. It's Rowan Ravenwolf, and I have a guest today, ClassyKassy. So today's Q&A, occult Q&A, we're going to talk about Sagittarius and the Temperance card. So this is something new. So once a sign, once an astrological sign for the next year, we're going to talk about the astrological sign briefly, and we're going to talk about the tarot card associated with it. And then the other weeks I'll have Q&A. I may have ClassyKassy on, I may have another guest, or it may just be me, but that's what we're going to do. So super fun, super fun today. So as always, in the comments below, you will see all the ways you can follow me and take any of my classes. And with the new year coming around, I've got the Coven program starting, beginning witchcraft will be starting. I'm going to start the year off teaching Lenormand, then I'll be teaching Elder Futhark runes, and then I'll be teaching the tarot class. So if you do want to learn tarot, that will start in July. Elder Futhark runes will start in April, and Lenormand starts right away in January. Each of them are like, Lenormand is 9 weeks, Elder Futhark is 11 weeks, and tarot is 17 weeks. But what I want to do is I want to introduce ClassyKassy. So ClassyKassy, would you like to do a quick introduction?
Sure. I'm ClassyKassy, short for Cassandra, and I've been a psychic advice. Well, I am your favorite tarot card reader and psychic advisor. I've been doing the cards for about 30 years, and in the Chicago area, which is where Rowan and I met. I've studied with Janet Barris from the International Tarot Society. I've taken classes with Gail Fairfield, who wrote Choice Centered Tarot, Choice Centered Astrology, and now I teach classes just like Rowan. And my tarot classes, hopefully, will be starting in January. And you can always go to www.classykassy.com to find my tarot certification course. And let's see, we've been having such fun the last 6 months doing these Q&As and just enjoying ourselves talking about our favorite subject, tarot cards. And Temperance. Oh, anything introduction myself? That's about it.
All right. So you were ready to jump right in. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
before
I had to stop
before we
myself.
yeah, so before we jump into tarot, which I know you really want to jump into, but we want to talk about, it is Sagittarius season, and it is actually like the tail end of Sagittarius season because the last day of Sagittarius is the 21st, is Yule. So Sagittarius starts November 22nd and ends December 21st. So those of you that were blessed to be the last fire sign of the Zodiac as a Sagittarius, it is your time to shine right now. So I have a couple people in my life like that I dearly love that are Sagittariuses, but I'm a fire sign too. So I am drawn to fire signs, as ClassyKassy is a fire sign. I'm Aries, so I'm I'm the very first sign in astrology, and the Leo is almost in the middle. So
Yeah, so I'm ruled by the sun, and summer is my time. August is my month. But Sagittarius is special to me because I have Moon in Sagittarius, Sagittarius rising, and my sister is a Sagittarius. So I do have a special connection to not only my Zodiac card of strength, but also to the Temperance card, which is the Zodiac card for Sagittarius.
Yep. And that's a great segue into why we're doing Sagittarius, because yes, the Temperance card is the Sagittarius card. So that's the cool thing about this is that there is a card for each. There's a major arcana card for each of the zodiac signs. So as I
12 out of the 22.
yep. As I said, this is a fire sign, so that is the element, and the ruling planet for Sagittarius is Jupiter. So ooh, get that Jupiter power going. So, most
Expansion.
exactly. What I love about Sagittariuses, and this is so completely, completely true, is they are born to explore. They have a massive amount of energy. Like you think being around an Aries and a Leo is energy. Oh no, Scorpio or Sagittarius has like buku energy. So you get a Scorpio with any other fire sign, and it is going to be exciting chaos. I mean, that's like how I can describe it. Like you want to have fun, you want spontaneity, make sure you have an Aries, a Leo, and a Sagittarius friend, and you will never be bored. But Sagittarius especially will not make you bored. As a matter of fact, my granddaughter's a Sagittarius, and she'll call me on the phone when we'll be doing FaceTime, and she's like running. Like, so I just see like, you know, and I'm fine with it. Like it's normal for me because I'm a fire sign, but my husband gets dizzy. Like he literally gets sick from it. But I just laugh. I'm like, well, that's because she's a Sagittarius. She has a lot of energy. And when my little brother was like, I'm almost 11 years older than him, my parents would hand him to me and say, will you stay up with him? And he would literally jump on the couch as we would watch Saturday Night Live, and then like those horrible B horror movies that would come on at 1 and 2 in the morning. And he's jumping up and down. They're not scaring him. And I'm like, all right, at 6 a.m. is when we're like, oh, the two fire signs in the house are tired. So that is a Sagittarius. So you want to
Well,
party?
remember their symbol is a centaur.
Yep.
So, they're little gallopers.
They are. They are. But yes, you want to have a party, Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. We're gonna lead you in the right direction. They're curious. Sagittariuses are extremely curious. They are adventurous. And here's the cool thing, they are very philosophical. They are constantly wanting to learn, and they love knowledge. So we love to have our Sagittariuses in our life. So even if you have like, I can't remember which house Sagittarius is for me right now. I feel like I'm getting so old. Sometimes I can't remember little things, but I do have Sagittarius in my chart also. So yay to anybody who's a Sagittarius. We love sharing your energy. So feel free in the comments to do a shout out that you're a Sag. So, but without further ado, let's jump into Temperance. So I just pulled one card to show because I have so many tarot decks. I could have been hours.
I can relate.
This is what happens when you read tarot and you love tarot and you love art. You tend, well, and you're a fire sign. We're just, you know what? We're just gonna, but I pulled my favorite one, which is the deck that I'm read with the most, but this is the Shadowscapes deck. And this Temperance
I'm not
card,
real familiar with that one, and it definitely has non-rider weight imagery.
Yes, and this is why it's really important to like. A lot of the books are based on Rider Waite when we're learning tarot, but it is important to learn the symbolism because we do get different readings. But what I love is all of the fire energy that you see in the card. I'm going to move that in a little closer. You can see a lot of that fire energy. So I do love that. I mean, it does have like a little bit of mix of water in there too, but it's mainly fire energy in that card. So yes, not Rider Waite by any means, because ClassyKassy actually has the Rider Waite card behind her. So you can, well, actually next to you, it's not really behind you, it's next to you. So let's jump in. So
and in response to what you just said about Sagittarius or the Temperance card, is that you like that one because it's got all of that Sagittarius fiery energy with the sparkly kind of yellow orange energy in the background. And I think that's great. I really like that. I can resonate with that now that you've told me that, because you know what? A lot of people are confused about the Temperance card. They think it's a water card. It doesn't really look fiery because of all the blue at the bottom of the card.
But we've got that
However, there
giant
are other
sun.
signs that
Yep.
indicate fire, but they're just much more subtle than in the card that you chose.
Yeah. Well, and if you look at, Pamela Coleman Smith's, like, look at that sun. That sun is like a boom, I'm in your face. Even though it's like way in the background, way behind the hills and mountains, it's rising. It's rising above the horizon, and it's like, I'm coming and I'm going to be in your face. So watch out.
Yeah, and right here in the card, here on the horizon of this little mountaintop, we've got the shining,
Yep,
I
that's
guess
the
it's
sun
a
I was
sun.
talking about. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. And the shining rays around the head of the temperance angel. And on his brow, he's got the solar symbol for the sun. Also, here on his chest is an alchemical symbol for fire.
Yep. And there is a lot in there. So and actually when we hold this one up, you can see that there is water in that card. Water and
Well,
fire
water
actually
is a,
balance. Yeah.
but I'm sorry to
Not as
interrupt
much.
in the Rider Waite. It just seems like the
Yeah,
water, because of the color, overwhelms the fire element of the card,
it does.
but
It
not
seems
in
that way.
yours.
Yes, yes. And so, and that's like the really neat thing when we look at different temperance cards in tarot, because some are going to be based off the Rider Waite and some are not. I have decks that are just completely amazing, have nothing at all to do with Rider Waite. Like I have this really neat animal deck, and the animals have nothing at all to do with the Rider Waite, but the card still kind of means the same thing. The cards still represent it. But this is why it's important to understand the symbolism and the intuition and the keywords for each of the cards when we're learning them, or
Because
when
no
you're
matter what the images are, the basic meaning of the card is supposed to remain the same.
yes. Yes. Now there are some decks where they do not remain the same at all. So
But that's up to the author.
exactly, exactly. So but we're
Oh,
not going to talk
um,
about that. That's a whole topic in and of itself.
yeah, yeah. So back to the temperance card, one of the ones that I chose is from the Morgan Greer deck, and this one has even more blue than the Rider Waite.
Yeah. So
But
it is
look at
neat to
all
see the
that.
different symbolism.
Yeah, yeah. And it has the same flowers in the back. As I lose my card here. And they have those same, and I think they're irises. Irises there. Oops. I have to get better at doing this. There we go. And irises here. It's the same Rider Waite symbolism pretty much. But I do like all that yellow
Mhm.
around the head of this temperance angel. And it's the angel Raphael. The Oh no, it's
The
not.
arc.
It's Archangel Michael. I take that back. And it's just, I guess my conception of Archangel Michael is I kind of see him more, like with a flaming sword and let's see, and a battle vest on, so sometimes when I look at this and I see he's mixing water in the cups, it looks like Raphael to me instead of Michael. So that's how I get confused. However, he also has the same upward pointing triangle representing the element of fire on his chest, and his is orange. So, and his,
Another color
uh,
for fire.
yeah, and the wings are kind of orangey. So that's where the fire comes in.
So I did pull another card while we were going because this is another
Mhm.
that I love. I actually like the box is so thrashed because I do carry it in my purse. I like the little ones. Because then if somebody's like, read my tarot, I have a little deck with me. I don't have to carry the big ones. But this is the Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dungan. And there we go. She's feisty. What I love about this one is that completely has captured what you would see in a Sagittarius.
but in a more modern way.
Yes, yes. So, and
I like
that one
her.
you still kind of see it. Yeah, this one's a fun one. This is a fun deck too. So this one is the Witch's Tarot.
Of course. No wonder I like it.
Yep, I have it in the regular size and the little, but yes, my box like is falling apart. I know, like I know this is why you're all here to see that I taped my box together.
Uh,
Yes, that's
uh,
what we do sometimes when we use our cards a lot.
and you know what I would like to do? I'm looking for a certain book. So give me, I want to grab it.
Yeah, and actually on my art
Uh-huh.
novel, like you can see Temperance is on the outside too. And I love that style, that time period. The art was just amazing. Um,
Yeah.
I know that's a newer deck, but at least the artist captured the the art from that time period. So that's kind of the important thing um, that we can look at when we are looking at the time periods for the cards.
Okay. What I jumped up and did was I grabbed this book, which is the Spiritual Tarot. And you could, I've used it so much, the binding's all messed up, and
It
I'm
needs
lucky it
space.
hasn't started to fall apart. But it has an excellent description of the Rider-Waite symbolism. So I just wanted to share it with you. Okay, so the card does show Archangel Michael wearing the sign of solar and divine energy on his brow. He is the purifying fire of the soul. At the neckline of his white robe, as on the shirt of the Fool, are the Hebrew letters that form the Tetragrammaton. An orange triangle and a white square over his chest represents matter in its purest form. Israel Regardie, who wrote on the ceremonies of the Golden Dawn, called this image the solar emblem of Tippereth, the sixth Sephirah on the central pillar of the Kabbalistic tree of life. And he describes it as the place of the heart, a central point of balance, and the synthesis of form and energy. And it also mentions our Morgan Greer card. In the Rider-Waite and the Morgan Greer cards, the angel stands with one foot on the ground of the sensual material world and the other in the water of the emotional spiritual world, providing a glimpse of our place in the universe. He pours water from his higher self, his higher left hand of divine consciousness. By pouring the water without spills, he demonstrates the discipline and self-control that come with maturity and arise from what we believe to be proper action. The path beside the angel's feet leads to the mountains of wisdom and enlightenment, where a golden light of divinely inspired knowledge hovers. The yellow irises to the angel's right symbolize illumination and messages from another realm. The iris's location on the right side of the card foretell the blossoming influence of the divine in our future work.
I want to add a little bit about temperance. In psychology, it refers to the innate or inborn traits that organize a child's approach to the world. These traits are regarded as biological based, but they help shape how a child or a person reacts to their environment and regulates their emotions and behaviors. So that's like on the psychological aspect, which is really kind of cool. I know there's a whole deck. I don't have it. I want it, but there's the Jung Tarot, and it's supposed to actually take the archetypes. Do you have that deck by chance? I don't know. I mean, not that we want to pull that up.
Jungian tarot?
Yeah. Well, there's several different ones out, but yes.
Yeah, I don't have one that's specifically Jungian, but some of mine do have, let's
The
see,
archetypes.
people have studied Jung and put some of the into their images.
Yeah. And that's also kind of cool. So like, I know that was very, kind of throwing that out there. Again,
I
that's
think
just kind of a psychological.
that's a perfect blend of
Yes,
the knowledge about the symbolism and then what it means psychologically. And, they did sound like a lot, didn't it?
it did.
A lot of depth and, people don't realize that when they first look at it, that everything has a reason for being there. Now, if you want to get an alchemical tarot deck, okay, I whipped one out. Okay, you think this one has a lot of stuff? This is from the Rose Tarot by Nigel Jackson, who did Medieval Enchantment. And so, oh my God, there's a sun, there's a moon, there's the Holy Spirit, or and there's the red and the white, and everything means something.
Yep.
And she's pouring, it looks like milk into a chalice. And you know what? I mean, I could grab the Rose Tarot book and read you about that, but it would probably be twice as long as what I just read about the Robin Wood. So we'll just let you take a look at it one more time and feast your eyes on the beauty of all the symbolism. Some people might think, yuck, black, it doesn't appeal to me, and other people might just be entranced.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, even like, the artistry of Rider-Waite never really resonated with me, but like that's how we learn. And I guess Pamela Coleman Smith just grows on you. Now I'm like, okay, yeah, it's
I
growing
always
on me.
thought her artwork was rather amateurish. So it's like, I guess, this is the best we have. But I was thrilled when in the 80s and 90s, and I know it started in the 70s, but I didn't see these decks till the 80s and 90s, that were different interpretations of the images. And sometimes, for instance, the Aquarian tarot that came out in the 70s is very abstract, and doesn't adhere formally to the Rider-Waite images. And some people really, really love that. Personally, I like that was by David Palladini, and the Aquarian Tarot, and he later did another tarot deck called the New Palladini, and I liked that one a lot better.
So I'm just gonna like this is a Rider-Waite, but I do have the Romanian deck. So yes, if you want to learn Romanian,
Ooh,
you go. That's Temperance in Romanian. I'm not going to pronounce it.
cool.
My Romanian pronunciation gets my husband and my nephews laughing. So it's they understand what I'm trying to say, but yeah, we'll just leave that. You guys can have fun trying to pronounce it. So, but that is just, I mean, that is the Temperance card and Sagittarius high overview with ClassyKassy, my guest. And again, it's Rowan Ravenwolf of Triple Goddess Apothecary and Reiki. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up or give us a heart, depending on where you're following us. And don't forget to follow and subscribe, especially if you like this content, because then we know that we definitely need to hit every card associated with every astrological sign this year. Granted, we're planning on it,
Absolutely.
but it does help if we know you want to see it. So,
I'm up for the challenge.
yeah, yes. It also keeps us on our toes. So,
Because we each have a YouTube channel.
yes, we do. So don't forget to like us and share. Definitely share this with your friends. We would love that. So it does
Yeah,
help us grow. It helps us get more content out to you.
and both of us are committed to producing a lot more content. And don't forget to tune in this at the Friday that's at the end of December to
Yes.
join us for Triple Goddess Psychic Friday.
Yes, that's Friday, December 27th. I always have Eventbrite in any of my video links because that's where you can find most of my classes. So it is a free event where we do one card pulls. We do appreciate donations. Anybody who donates we make sure anybody who donates gets a reading. So you automatically get dibs on readings, and then we put in anybody who doesn't donate after that. So please join us. We will do breakout rooms if necessary, but yes, we will. It is a Zoom virtual. We're not quite ready to go online with it yet, but I'm sure that will be coming down the pipelines at some point. But don't forget to give us thumbs up, give us a heart, and subscribe and follow. Anything else you want to say, ClassyKassy, before we close out our video?
Farewell.
All right.
Till next time.
As always, blessed be and namaste.
Remember to join Rowan and I for the next Triple Goddess Psychic Friday Zoom live stream on December 27th, where you can ask a free question. Also in the new year on January 31st.